Yeah, I mean, let's discuss metals a little bit here because we haven't done so in a while, and really quietly since crypto started going down, that's the place to have the discussion. It's been doing fantastic. So with the metals, we have inflation kicking in pretty hard. Even though Jay Powell for a while has been saying, "Oh, we're trying to get inflation. We can't get inflation." Well, guess what? You got it, Jay. It's here. It's everywhere. The cost of lumber. You go to the grocery store. I remember when you were down here, you went and got a hamburger. The guy says $9, and you say, "What are you out of your mind?"
I
So
know.
don't tell me there's not inflation. But what I think we have for the first time is indeflation, which is inflation and deflation at the same time. It's inflation in the prices of things you have to buy. You have no choice. Gas, food, right?
Okay.
And it's deflation in things like certain electronics and things that you don't have to buy that are actually becoming cheaper, right?
Okay. Why is
So
that?
so well, it's because they're playing with the supply of these things, right? Like it's them kind of jogging the numbers, right?
Okay.
Pulling and pushing the levers of control. But anyway, so we have the inflation kicking in hard. The metals have always been known as an inflation hedge. This is the place everyone's always gone to hedge against inflation. So, go figure that the metals would start climbing back up, right? But yeah, the charts are looking super strong. They're both above the 200-day moving average, which is the first thing you want to look at. We're clearly back in a bull market here. I discussed with you last time. We had a double bottom in gold. I mean, I can go over 5 or 6 charts, all bullish for gold and silver. We got the 10, 11-year cup and handle in gold, which is an extremely bullish chart. We have a 40-year cup and handle in silver. We're just finishing the handle now.
Okay.
It looks like it's almost completed. So, I mean, it's all systems go. Everyone's waiting for the next run up. And once we break 2,000 in gold, or whatever, 2076, whatever that previous high was. And we're looking at around 30 in silver. We should see another rapid move up to the upper 40s, upper 30s, if not 40s.
Okay.
So yeah, all systems go there. We just got a weekly and monthly close above 1900 in gold. These are very psychological levels. That's why I'm bringing this up. 1900 in gold and 28 in silver. We've struggled to penetrate these levels recently, which is just another sign that we're ready to resume this bull market, which should start to take over a little bit, right? I'll just go over a few bullet points here. Bank of Thailand just bought 43. The central banks weren't really buying a lot of gold. I mean, they had previously, but you just hadn't heard a lot about that. Now, all of a sudden, they're piling back in.
Yeah.
Bank of Thailand just bought 43.6 tons of gold.
So
Lots of
that's the sign that you're looking for when you're trying to.
Yeah. I mean, I can't find a bearish sign right now, which is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
Like, there's a famous investor, Sam Zell. Everyone knows who he is. Just started buying gold for the first time in his career. This guy's, and I think his 70s or 80s, and he just started buying gold. He knows what time it is. He's never bought it in his entire career, even through some of those other runs, like back in 2008, 9, 10, 11. So he's getting in there, which is a great sign to me. This guy doesn't make mistakes, Pension funds who haven't bought any gold, like DSM, which is a big one, started buying gold to put it into their pension portfolios.
Why is that to me? Excuse me for interrupting, but to me, for pension funds, these are things that last years and years and years, and you would think gold metals would be the perfect investment for something like that. Why is that something new?
What's funny? There's a guy, Wilhelm Middelkoop. He's a Dutch investor, very well known. He was just saying the other day that over there they forbade them to invest in gold. Like the government, you got to understand these markets are manipulated. When you see higher metal prices, that tells everyone that the dollar or the currencies of those countries are not doing well, right?
Okay.
So they have interest in this is the biggest discussion in the space, is the manipulation discussion, right? So governments have been suppressing the price of metals with naked shorts, the paper market, the derivatives market, which means nothing. That's how they suppress the price artificially. We just had Ed Moy, who is the former head of the U.S. Mint. come out and admit, yeah, they artificially suppressed the price. I mean, it's fact now. 2 years ago, they were calling everyone a wacky conspiracy theorist for saying that. Now we have major guys in government all over the place saying, okay, well, there is some manipulation, you know.
Yeah.
So we already knew that. We can see it. We can see them, naked shorting the market and driving the price down, you know. So it's not news to anybody. So, yeah, that's why. But now we're at a time where, like I said, the largest wealth transfer in history, we believe, is about to happen. You're starting to see big institutions acknowledging that with their actions, right?
Yep.
So these are all signs that you should be paying attention to. That's the only reason I'm bringing them up. J.P. Morgan came out this week and said the same thing. They said we're now seeing, not that anyone listens to J.P. Morgan, I mean, they're a propaganda machine, but just as a matter of fact, there's a headline that read, they're seeing institutional investors actually come out of Bitcoin and buying gold again.
Okay.
So that's probably the only time I've tended to believe that, like, there is a big movement towards that, you know. So and then you got this whole silver shortage thing, you know. Everyone from the LBMA, which is the London-based metals exchange or association, to the U.S. Mint, who just this week admitted there's a massive silver shortage. We're not going to be able to mint, you know, the rest of these coins for 2021. They just sent letters to everyone that had ordered them. You have to sit tight and wait due to the massive silver shortage.
Okay.
So you know the basic laws of supply and demand, right, Greg? If there's a shortage of it, it's going to raise the price, correct?
Of course, yes.
People will pay more to get it. And then finally, wrapping that up, we have the Basel III agreement, which should, if not eradicate, at least diminish the manipulation. It's a set of regulations that not only make gold a tier 1 asset, which is basically money, which it already is by our Constitution. It'll prevent the banks, through oversight, it'll prevent them from being able to manipulate, which if that means it automatically is going to find fair market value quickly, you should see a huge rise in both gold and silver at that point.
Okay.
That's what we expect to happen. We'll see what happens in actuality. These guys have all kinds of tricks up their sleeve all the time. Another thing, along with that piece of information, we did have the meetings this week on the 26th and 27th, where they hauled all the big, banksters in front of the Senate on the 26th and the House of Finances Committee on the 27th. Not a word about it. Couldn't get, it was a hush-hush meeting to begin with when they announced it in April, but it came and went, and I can't find any information about it. So we were hoping that would be a big day for us as well, but it may have been. We don't know because you can't find anything about it.
Were you expecting to hear something specific?
Absolutely. I mean, this has never before happened like that. I mean, when you haul in the Jamie Dimons, all these players that affect these markets, that we invest in for a meeting, and we expect it to be about the end of this, manipulation nonsense. I wanted to hear something about it, But I think had it been gone the way we thought it was going to go, and they reported on that, it might have caused a rush into certain assets that they don't want to rush into. So there may be a good reason for that. I just don't know, and I don't want to speculate. You know what I mean? So that's about it. That's a wrap up. Like I said, metals look amazing. All systems are go. We just want a little more confirmation to the upside at that $30 level in silver, particularly, and getting past that 2076 gold level, and then it's a total confirmation. We should see a nice run. And there's really nothing to stop those metals after they breach those levels. Silver should run right up to $50, and gold will be making all new time highs, and we don't know exactly what that's going to mean until we start seeing it lay down,